Hi. When I was a Jehovah's Witness and anyone said that they desired to go to heaven, I didn't understand that. That was a place that was unknown territory for me. It was, I didn't see what the appeal would be. Why would you want to go to heaven? And we even made fun of really people who had that desire and say things like, well, what would you do there? Play a harp and float on a cloud? But you've heard the expression, home is where the heart is? And I think if we thought more about that, it might help us. Why does somebody want a home? What's the attraction about home? I would say for most people it's the company, your family, your friends. So for Christians, they want to be with their Lord. They want to be with God. They want to be with Christ. I didn't think that way as a witness. I'm ashamed to say, but I didn't think that way. I wanted the earth. And yes, the earth is beautiful, and it's a wonderful place created by God. But would we cling to that over the presence of God? Which is more important, where you are or being with God? So on a certain level, the letter that we're going to read from Screwtape to Wormwood, and we've left off with the patient being in threat of death because of the war and bombs being dropped. This is his comments, and I couldn't help but think it describes to a certain degree my feelings as a Jehovah's Witness. That's how I was thinking. I'm going to read now from the letter. If he can only be kept alive, you have time itself for your ally. The long, dull, monotonous years of middle-aged prosperity or middle-aged adversity are excellent campaigning weather. You see, it is so hard for these creatures to persevere. The routine of adversity, the gradual decay of youthful loves and youthful hopes, the quiet despair, hardly felt as pain, of ever overcoming the chronic temptations with which we have again and again defeated them. The drabness which we create in their lives, and the inarticulate resentment with which we teach them to respond to it. All this provides admirable opportunities of wearing out a soul by attrition. If, on the other hand, the middle years prove prosperous, our position is even stronger. Prosperity knits a man to the world. He feels that he is finding his place in it, while really it is finding its place in him. His increasing reputation, his widening circle of acquaintances, his sense of importance, the growing pressure of absorbing and agreeable work build up in him a sense of being really at home on earth or in earth, which is just what we want. You will notice that the young are generally less unwilling to die than the middle-aged and the old. The truth is that the enemy, having oddly destined these mere animals to life in his own eternal world, has guarded them pretty effectively from the danger of feeling at home anywhere else. That is why we most often wish long life to our patients. 70 years is not a day too much for the difficult task of unraveling their souls from heaven and building up a firm attachment to the earth. So I would say I had been trained to have a firm attachment to the earth when I was a witness. So really I was self-centered. I was thinking of my own creaturely comforts as the prospect of what was promised to believers. But is our prime attachment supposed to be our creaturely comforts? Or is our prime attachment supposed to be God? Then life in His presence, wherever that is, would be real life. And I think that's what Christians have in mind. It isn't that they're really heaven-bound or earth-bound. It's that they're God-bound. Home is where the heart is. That is true. So I'm going to link 2 videos that we did. One was called Yahweh Talks and Eats with Abraham. Is anything impossible for Yahweh? So it's the presence of God in that account that is the all-important thing. And the second video is one that is based on Romans 8 and 9. So part of it is I think very useful because it describes, David and me are talking about the time when France and a number of people in the Bethel left, and one of the prime scriptures that influenced them was Romans chapter 8. So it's called Paul's Anguish, Vivian's Tears, a key text for apostate JWs and JW.org. So based on Romans 8 and 9. I'd like to thank you for watching all my videos based on the Screwtape letters.